Psychology suggests that people who live without close friendships are often profoundly misunderstood. Society tends to label them as lonely, dysfunctional, antisocial, or somehow missing an essential part of life. But psychological research paints a very different picture. These individuals are not broken. They are not incapable of connection, and they are certainly not failures at being human. In many cases, their minds simply function outside the social norm. Their brains process emotions, interactions, and social cues with greater intensity and depth. What feels natural and energizing for others may feel draining, superficial, or even meaningless to them. This doesn't mean they dislike people. It means their internal experience of social life is fundamentally different. If you've gone long stretches of time without close friends, it's rarely accidental. There are real, well-documented psychological patterns that explain why some people remain on the edges of social life, not because they can't connect, but because they won't settle for connections that feel empty or misaligned. First, you have an extremely low tolerance for inauthenticity. You are especially sensitive to behavior that feels fake, performative, or insincere. You quickly notice when people are wearing masks, seeking approval, exaggerating personalities, or subtly manipulating social situations. Psychological studies show that as self-awareness and emotional intelligence increases, tolerance for dishonesty and superficiality decreases sharply. You don't enjoy conversations that feel rehearsed or socially obligatory. Forced laughter, empty compliments, and shallow exchanges drain you rather than energize you. When an interaction requires you to pretend, to agree when you don't, to smile when you feel disconnected, you instinctively pull back. This isn't antisocial behavior, it's a form of self-protection. Your nervous system prioritizes emotional safety and inner peace over social approval. That's why you'd rather be alone than surrounded by people who require constant performance. Popularity doesn't impress you. Authenticity does. And because authenticity is rare, your social circle remains small or, sometimes, non-existent. Second, you value depth over quantity in every relationship. You are not avoiding human connection, you are avoiding shallow connection. Psychology shows that individuals with deeper cognitive and emotional processing tend to prefer fewer relationships, but with significantly more meaning. Small talk feels empty to you, not because it's inherently bad, but because it rarely leads anywhere substantial. Conversations that skim the surface, repeat social scripts, or avoid real thought don't hold your attention for long. You crave dialogue that explores ideas, emotions, motivations, fears, purpose, and the underlying structure of life. If a relationship never moves beyond surface-level interaction, you slowly disengage, not out of arrogance, but out of lack of stimulation. You don't collect friends to fill time or meet social expectations. You wait, sometimes for years, because when connection happens for you, it needs to feel mentally engaging and emotionally genuine. Third, your brain requires more recovery time after social interaction. Psychologists often describe this as high social sensitivity. It means your mind processes more information during interactions than most people realize. While others socialize on autopilot, your brain is actively tracking tone changes, facial expressions, body language, emotional shifts, and unspoken tension. This constant processing is mentally expensive. Even enjoyable interactions can leave you feeling drained afterward. It's not that you dislike people, it's that your nervous system works harder in social environments. Because of this, your social energy is limited. After spending time with others, you need solitude to recalibrate. Silence isn't loneliness for you, it's restoration. Time alone allows your thoughts to settle, your emotions to stabilize, and your system to reset. Without it, you feel overwhelmed and disconnected from yourself. Fourth, you are highly independent and not driven by external validation. Psychology refers to this as low social dependence. You don't rely on constant reassurance, attention, or approval to feel secure. You are comfortable being alone with your thoughts. You can process problems internally. You don't need an audience to feel real. This independence often makes you appear distant, detached, or uninterested in others, but in reality, it reflects a strong internal foundation. You don't seek relationships out of fear, boredom, or emptiness. You seek them out of genuine alignment. Your standards for friendship are high because you don't need people to survive emotionally. You choose them. Access to your time, energy, and inner world is earned, not automatically given. Many people mistake this selectivity for coldness, but it's actually discernment. Fifth, past experiences have made you cautious with trust. Many individuals with few or no close friends share a common history, a moment when trust was deeply broken. Betrayal, emotional neglect, abandonment, or prolonged misunderstanding leaves a psychological imprint. Research shows that once emotional injury occurs, the brain adapts defensively. You become more observant, you slow down attachment, you stop assuming good intentions and start looking for consistency over time. You no longer rush into closeness. You watch how people behave when there's nothing to gain. You pay attention to how they treat others, how they handle conflict, and whether their words match their actions. Your threshold for trust is higher, and most people never reach it. This doesn't make you cold or closed off, it makes you careful. Your mind learned, through experience, that not everyone deserves access to your inner world. So if you have few friends, or none at all, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It often means your mind operates with heightened awareness, sensitivity, and depth. Sometimes the strongest minds walk alone, not because they are incapable of connection, but because they refuse to compromise their inner peace for relationships that feel hollow or misaligned. If this description resonates with you, it isn't a judgment, it's simply a psychological pattern, one of many ways a human mind can experience the world. Psychology isn't about labeling people as right or wrong. It exists to help us understand why different people live, feel, and connect in fundamentally different ways.